There's going to be so many questions on Sunday. Who is the Super Bowl MVP? What happens to that person? Let's visit with the Super Bowl MVP from last season. Still a lot of intrigue surrounding Nick Foles and what actually happens to him with the Philadelphia Eagles. Here is what I'm told. The Eagles are, in fact, expected to exercise the $20 million contract option for Nick Foles, keeping him on the team for the 2019 season for now. At that point, what happens is certainly some of the more intriguing storylines of this offseason. My understanding is at that point, Foles would likely give the Eagles $2 million to then buy his freedom. He would be a free agent. That opens up the door for the Eagles possibly franchise tagging him and then trading him. If they tagged him, he, of course, would sign it right away and then potentially work with the Eagles on a solution to settle on a team that they would all agree with. There is also the possibility, maybe somewhat remote, that the Eagles take his $2 million, just allow him to be a free agent, and then capitalize on his compensatory pick. Either way, it's a little bit of a game of chicken right now. We do not know how the Eagles are going to proceed after Foles gives them $2 million back for his freedom. But, of course, we will be watching very closely this offseason.
What is going on, everybody? Joe's with the most Philly Gym coming at you with another video. We are now seeing the dominoes fall with the Nick Foles situation. Eagles are expected to pick up Nick Foles' $20 million option. They're expected to see him give the $2 million back to buy his freedom and become a free agent. And then they are expected to franchise tag Nick Foles and trade him to some team. What do I think about this? I can't say that I really expected this to happen because, I thought there was going to be a lot of moves that had to go down to be able to franchise tag Nick Foles. And it turns out, by restructuring Rodney McLeod, we saved like over $7.5 million. So maybe the things are going to happen, and maybe it's not as hard as I thought it might be. Listen, in school I was never the best math guy, so thankfully Howie Roseman is a lot better at math than me. Maybe I just couldn't figure it out because I suck at math. I don't know. But yeah. This is what some people expected. This is what some people didn't expect, like me. First domino has fallen. We will see how everything plays out. I think if the Eagles just chill out and don't try to get anything for him and let him become a free agent, I think all we get is like a third-round pick. It's like a compensatory pick of some sort. It's like a third-round pick. And that is probably what the reports that are going around, like Adam Schefter saying, we are only going to get a third-round pick. I seriously doubt that. If we're actually going to trade Nick Foles, we'll get more than a third-round pick. I have a couple of trade scenarios that I could see possibly happening with Nick Foles. First one is Jalen Ramsey to Philly for Nick Foles and the 25th overall pick. And I know what people are going to say, man, that's ridiculous. You got a shaky QB that's never played well anywhere besides Philly, and a late first-round pick for a shutdown corner. Okay, number one, the Jaguars are a stupid franchise. They would make a trade like this just given the fact how dumb they are. They drafted a running back with the 4th overall pick in the draft. They signed Blake Bortles to a big contract, not a big contract extension, not like a franchise quarterback extension, but a decent amount of money was being paid to him. And he sucks. They make dumb moves all the time. And Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas are two guys that are elite negotiators, that they could pull off a heist like this. It's not out of the realm of possibility to think they could pull off a trade and get Jalen Ramsey to Philly for a first-round pick along with Nick Foles. Because you need a quarterback. There's not really any quarterbacks that are any good in this draft. You have Nick. Nick is a perfect bridge guy to be a bridge quarterback. And then you can go into the next year's draft and, try to acquire one of the good quarterbacks that comes out. Maybe Tua Tagovailoa is your man that you're going after. So, that's trade scenario number one. That would leave Jacksonville with Foles, 25th overall pick, and the 7th overall pick. Second one I could see, Fournette straight up for Foles. I'm not really a fan of that because I think Fournette is a little bit overrated, and we could get Kareem Hunt, who is a much better player, for cheap. Granted, it would be 8-game suspension, but what we could do is we could draft a running back just in case things don't work out with him. But when Kareem Hunt comes back, he's going to be a stud because he's that talented. He's a lot more talented than Fournette. But hey, I could see us trading Foles for Leonard Fournette. Also, I think Miami could be a destination for him. I could see us trading Nick Foles, draft pick, maybe a second-round pick, for Xavier Howard, the Pro Bowl corner from the Miami Dolphins. Of course, we just hired Matt Burke, who he used to be the defensive coordinator in Miami. Howie Roseman, he has a relationship with the front office in Miami to where he may be able to go out and get a player like Xavier Howard from the Miami Dolphins. We have history with them, trading them Kiko Alonso and Byron Maxwell to trade up from the 13th overall pick to the 8th overall pick, which eventually, turned into the Eagles drafting Carson Wentz. Then the Jay Ajayi trade last season, right before the deadline, he was a big piece that resulted in us winning the Super Bowl. So there's history between Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas in the front office of the Miami Dolphins, to where I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say a trade could be possible and get Xavier Howard for Nick Foles. There's a couple of other trade scenarios I've thought of. Maybe the Eagles trade with Jacksonville. They gave him the 25th pick. They give him the 25th pick, and they give him Foles, and they trade up to 7. There's a player, if you really feel like you can get like a really good left tackle of the future to take over for Jason Peters. However, I do tend to think Jordan Mailata, the kid that we took in the 7th round, the rugby player from Australia, he deserves an opportunity to see, if he can be the left tackle of the future. But at the same time, I still would draft one, possibly in the 2nd round. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the Nick Foles trade thing that's going on. The Nick Foles news, they're going to pick up his option. Dominoes are falling. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we are going to get something for Nick Foles? What do you think we will get from Nick Foles? Let me know in the comment section below. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Sixers tonight. Got another big game against the Sacramento Kings. Hopefully we can get another dub. Until then, guys, go Owls and go Sixers and Flyers and Phillies. Bryce Harper, pick up the pen. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm gone.